and it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. What is up, gamers? It is Tomato over here, and we're ready to get back into Formula Sundays for the new year 2026 coming up. Yeah, Fanta is already sick of your shit, so he's not here tonight. No, he's actually sick, so yeah, we wish him a speedy recovery. So it will be a Dumato Classic, I guess. We have 13 cars, if I'm not mistaken, right now. And we're still awaiting Yeast to join. And yeah, that's honestly about it. A me recovery? What the fuck? Wait, am I cutting out? Oh, dude, I hate this mic, Loki. Kinda need to buy a new one. A speedy recovery. Oh yeah, oh you're speedy, dude. I'm literally... Okay, yeah, my bad. Honestly, you're not getting me in the greatest mood of all times as well. Supposed to write an essay, a scientific essay. That's due on Friday. I've tried to do plenty, but I've not gotten anywhere with my efforts just yet. It is funny that you're also still cutting out, dude. I'm literally throating the mic right now. It's crazy. Right, let me check if OBS has the wrong one. Because that should low-key be impossible, honestly. I feel like I can literally breathe into the mic right now, and it's probably doing that. Give me strength, Yeast. Well, I'll give you an invite for starters, if that's gonna do something. Okay. Yeah, we're still a little bit rusty, as I said, honestly. I'm usually awake until 6 in the morning trying to work and spending my holidays real nice, having a shit time. And I have a dentist appointment tomorrow morning. It's going great, honestly, so I'm really looking forward to see some Formula Sundays here, maybe take the mind away from the evils of the real world a little bit. And yeah, believe it or not, I'm still communicating to online services, yet I'm getting the invites. That is crazy. Well, I don't know, man. At this point, restart the entire game. You probably already did that. I'm not sure. What's the call there? What are they saying if you're communicating with them? It's ghosting you, huh? Guess I'll die. Yeah, well, better not, but yeah, sure. Bassio's the first one out on track, so to get to the actual racing, I guess. Gonna set a benchmark. I would usually expect him maybe to fight for around the P10 area, so potentially a decent midfield time to be set here. Yeah, I don't know, you just tell me whenever you need another invite, but yeah, it is what it is. From my point, I am not even the lobby host, even though I don't think that would change much neither. Yeah. Basio passed Emil's there, making room for him. And Yeah, well, that is speedrunning qualifying. He is the first to finish. Who's going over the line here? Cherry was going over the line, but it looked like he had an invalid lap. Kingsman should be an upper midfield time here. Jimsky's on the Inters. Yeneman is apparently home again. Crazy work from him. Sort of half paying attention. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows if you need to be full paying attention, honestly. It seems like Kingsman and Jimsky are qualifying on the Inters and starting from the back. MQ as well. Is out on Inters. Who do we have running here? Maybe Emils, yeah. Bunch of guys still out on track. Through the spoon, coming towards 130R. Not even sure why is this corner called that way? Why is it 130R? Is it like a 130-degree turn or whatever? Like, I don't know. What a weird name to name a corner. And then again, we have like Silverstone, who is just thinking maggots is a good name for a corner. Maybe F1 track builders are just a little bit crazy. Fabian survived his first lap. That's a great job on him already here. He's gotten over the line once. It's further than he gets in some races. P8 for him for now, behind the kicks. Wild Ghost here again, honestly, with a pretty decent performance, I think, for his first lap here. I think, in general, I think Wild Ghost has improved a lot in qualifying. He's been able to fight for the positions a little bit further up. The race pace is a different beast, of course. Most of the times he does kind of fall down the order a little bit in the race. But the qualifying performance definitely improved by quite a decent amount. And he's going again already here. Probably like one of the first, if not the first, to get a second run in. Is it also not kind of crazy that we're like just about a month away from the car reveals at this point? One is just about to start so soon again. It's kind of cool. Also kind of weird. But then again, I feel like, I don't know, the entire month of December just came and went. Barely even noticed it. There's just so much going on. No time to think. Either way, from what I've heard, like the new, I don't know, I've read an article where somebody claimed that the new F1 cars would be able to go 400 kilometers per hour, which would be kind of crazy, honestly. Would be a huge improvement of top speed compared to you can take a Mercedes East. Haas is free as well, or both Alpines if you feel French. Where was I? Yeah, but I don't know, maybe they're cooking a crazy car for next season. I've heard also like that 2 engines or some are already illegal and are now getting an extra permission by the FIA. Wild Ghost has improved to P5. Menip in the meantime did get another run and is now in P3. Currently looks like Yeneman and Emils are a little bit uncontested at the top. Let's see if Lauda changes that. Doesn't look like it though. Out on the Inters again. There we are. Yeah, I was like, well, taking an awful long time for Yeast to get in here even after he asked for the car. But I don't know the process, honestly. Might just be that it takes that amount of time to get into a seat. We have half of quali left, 9 minutes to go here, so plenty of time to get probably even 2 runs in for Yeast here. Oh my. How to Degna 2. Slightly suboptimal here for Lauda. Kingsman has made it through the first and worst sector, in my opinion. Really a big Japan hater for Suzuka specifically, I guess. Not the biggest fan of the track. A lot of people love it. But as someone who mainly spectates and also who plays on controller, I've heard it's a lot more fun on wheel, maybe. Yeah. Watching the races here is not too great. The overtaking opportunities are not quite that there. At least given we are seeing such a high-speed track as well. Like, of course this is basically not a straight but a corner, but yeah, it's like half the track where you would usually have overtakes, and it's not happening here. Maybe they need to redesign 130R to just have a harder braking point, another extra overtaking opportunity. Maybe the next few cars are like better in a way that you can just overtake way better in the first place. Really curious to see where the active aero is bringing us. In general, like the entire next generation, it's a huge switch usually. You're really curious if they, like, in the end, it's always kind of that way where the strong teams kind of stay strong. I wonder what it would take for like a smaller team to, like, what would happen if, I don't know, Williams for example had the strongest car all of a sudden. That would be crazy. But well, Williams here is looking really strong. Half a second lead for Jannemann. Kingsman is currently a 10th behind Menup and a good bit behind Emils. So Williams 1-2 is probably not entirely out of the question, but it's a little bit further away now. Kingsman back into the pits. Let's see what Rice is cooking. It's not cooking much, it seems. Batsia seems to be on a hot lap. Oh yeah. That's almost a second quicker already, but he does need to make up quite a bit of time. Wait, no, actually, what? 0.7 improvement would put him in third right now. That would be one hell of a lap if he can hold it up throughout the remaining bits. Only 2 more braking zones here. Spoon. Yeah, kinda getting that well, I'd say. Maybe a little bit tighter than needed. And he's lost 3/10 again, so he must have really had a bad first sector, and then the second and third one were rather good. Chicane does look quite good. Did not see any major wheel spin. And he gained some of that time back, but like the 3/10 that he lost in sector 2 cost him the 2 positions that he could have had here in the end. Could have been third. Let's see what Rice is doing. It's a 10th faster for now. Needs another 2 for Wild Ghost. Four minutes to go. Yeast is just now setting his first time. 29 flat, just out of his teammate for now. I think with 4 minutes you have enough time to go back into the pits and go out again to set one more lap. Let's see. Rice here. Half a second improvement in the very end, and 28.6 flat puts him into P3 for now. Now it's on everybody else behind him to get an improvement in. Wild Ghost, next quali lap here. Degna 2, taken real nice. Looked very smooth, but honestly I feel like whenever you go through there fast it looks rather rough, so not so sure if it's actually just fast or if it's only smooth what he's doing here. Approaching Spoon here. Of course a little bit of a tricky corner. He does leave a lot of racetrack open, sort of, in the lines there. Kinda looked like he's not going all the way to the outside, not taking it all to the max. Well, here a little bit too much maybe. A little bit of grass cutting. Generally not advised. Chicane. And that looked rather decent. Let's see the final time. It's a 3/10 improvement regardless, so he's all the way up to P3 here. Beats out Rice, and yeah, it's Lauda and oh, MQ is actually going out on softs here. It's a 2-second improvement, not a big surprise honestly. I would expect him to be somewhere in the range of Jannemann, so he's definitely driving for pole here. Question is just if he can get a lap together. Ultimately he's only really got one attempt. He's not gonna have the ERS to do more after. Oh, that was decent. Maybe a little bit early on the DRS. All these guys going very far to the outside here. It's through here, nice, almost all the energy used up. A little bit of sliding into the chicane, but exit is where it's at. And that looked pretty good as well, so 27.5's just about beating out Jannemann. And MQ now on provisional pole. Jannemann needs about a 10th of improvement to go first again. Menephere is not quite looking super smooth through this first sector, but good enough I'd say. It's not like he has any more choices for other laps here. Time's running out slowly but steadily, a minute left. I think he could get just about over the line and start one more hot lap if he wanted to. It does look like he might be doing that. He's not spending any energy. Yep, okay. Yeah, okay, he has about 10 seconds to spare, so, yeah, I was about to say, like, don't get too slow, buddy, but, yeah, I think he's probably fine here either way. Let's see Kingsman. Final attempt for anybody who's starting now. I think, Yeast and who was the Sauber? Was it Minup? Yeah, these two will probably be the last two cars crossing the line in time. Everybody else is gonna finish their last attempt, and that's that. A little bit of a slide by Kingsman. Wild Ghost and Rice not gonna set more times. MQ, not sure if he is going for another fast lap. No, he does look slower, from what I see. Now Kingsman. Approaching 130R. Not entirely sure what MQ was doing on the start-finish straight. Or if he's just in the pits. Oh, that's an invalidation. Oh my god. Okay. Clean entry into the pits. Jannemann. Oh, that's a little bit of work needed. He's retired. Oh. He spin out there and get into the wall. It just almost looks like it. And Jannemann banging last sector. Gets the PB in the very end. Manupfia, 10th improvement right now, would help him a lot. Oh, and he almost gets Wild Ghost as well. It's just about missing out on realistically the last position he could have gained. But it's not gonna improve here. And with that, we have Jannemann on pole. MQ and the Red Bull on 2, then Emil's in P3. And afterwards, the 2 Dutch Saabers. 2 poles with Rice and Cherry on different teams though. And then Kingsman and Bats, former teammates, starting right next to each other. East coming in late, making an appearance from P10. Then Fabian in 11th, before Lauda and Jimsky on the intermediates. Bassi on the Red Bull starting last after crashing out in the first quali lap. Yeah, Seagull asking who's cooking. MQ is cooking indeed. He did only have 1 quali run as well, because he did 2 runs on the Inters. But then decided to qualify in softs in the end as well. Jannemann though, absolutely cooking in the very last sector. Did gain like 1.5 tenths in the last chicane alone. And thus secured quali pole in the end. And now we're gonna see who's cooking for real in the race here. Of course, Lauda and Jimsky starting from very far back. It's not the easiest track to overtake on, as slightly discussed earlier. So, while I do not doubt that they can get to the front, because it will 100% happen, some of the drivers could be potentially able to give them a little bit more of a challenge than they may like. So yeah, maybe MQ and Jannemann even can like run away with the leads. We did not have a safety car in quite a while, calling it now. Yeah, that would of course make catching up a little bit easier as well. I think we may have had one in Melbourne. I'm not entirely sure, honestly. Hope so. Would be cool to see someone other than you, Lauda, and Jimsky win. Yeah. Yeah, we will see. We will see. So, oh wait, I gotta tab out real quick to get back to my live timings. So, we have a lot of medium runners. It's only Kingsman who's on hards and Fabian who is on softs. There we are, right? So everybody on the same strategy. Game's telling us to go medium soft soft or hard medium soft, which I low-key consider fake news. Is it really like, you tell me you can go medium soft soft but not medium hard? Is like the hard really worse than 2 sets of medium back to back? Usually the hard is like more OP, no? But yeah, we will see. Yeah, the Kingsman Seagull is rooting for MQ. I mean, realistically, Jannemann is gonna bottle this at some point. It's gonna happen, inevitably. It's like this sword of Damocles. It's just dangling above him. Yeah, I've been watching too much The Binding of Isaac recently. There's like an item as well. Like, it will just kill you at some point. And I mean, it's not like the real sword of Damocles was like any different. Either way, I doubt that if Jannemann could not bring it home on some of the quote-unquote easier tracks, that it's gonna be an easy time for him to do it on this more technical track. Suzuka on high pace. Not that easy to survive all that long. 27 laps ahead of us. What is MQ parking? Okay. MQ is just parking at a 90-degree angle, I guess. I am not sure if this is not a little bit too much of a parking job. I do think you want to start a little bit more straight maybe anyways. But we will see, we will see. Lights are going on. And here we are, they're going out and away we go. It does look like MQ did get away really, really good. And further back we have a little bit of side-by-side action, but I don't think anybody really gets too close together. Williams, Sauber's both running wide. Everybody else survived the first turn, but there is Kingsman, I think, going off-road. Fabian down to last. Nope, Kingsman down to last. And Jimsky and Lauda both getting a bunch of positions already. Menup dropped way down as well. And I guess we jump on board with Jimsky here. Oh, further up, there was somebody off track as well. One of the Mercedes, Yeast. Has dirty tires now. Yeast versus Batz here. Tiny contact. Oh, and that's a little bit more of an untiny contact. Lauda, I think, losing his right end plate here. But gaining 2 positions in the progress. Jimsky following through past Yeast. Can he get past Batz as well? Positioning kinda in a way where he could look to the inside, but he did not look to the inside in the very end. He's patiently waiting here. That's gonna be a little bit of an issue for Lauda here, I think. Early loss of his front wing end plate, because I definitely saw a little bit of a bigger part flying there. It's gonna make it very hard for him to move through the field. Looked like Jimsky's wing. Let me see. I don't think Jimsky had contact. No, it is Lauda's end plate. It's maybe because he's playing the whiter Ferrari. But it is definitely the Ferrari end plate that went flying there. But yeah, a little bit of an eventful first laps, a lot of overtakes, and further up, Emils is kinda setting himself apart from Wild Ghost. Cherry must have had a ungodly start, honestly. Holy, how is bro third? Like, what is a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas? I'm fairly certain he started like 8th or so, or 9th? But, well... Just mentally projected Jim in the Ferrari from past experience. Yeah, I get you. That's tough. Oh, and there is Lauda running wide. Jimsky could not capitalize on it yet. I mean, for Lauda, of course, as important it is to get through Wild Ghost, especially here, because I feel like there's going to be a little bit of a train forming behind Wild Ghost specifically. It's also extremely crucial to not let Jimsky pass, because Jimsky can run away from Lauda with the front wing advantage. Let's see what's going on up here. MQ into turn 1, that is a rather forceful move, let's say. I don't think he actually did force Jannemann away, but sure looked like he was throwing himself into the corner more uncontrolled than controlled. However, I think that's just the nature of overtakes into this turn 1, because you're kinda like braking into a turn, and it's sort of like, I don't know, you're always kinda drifting. Yeah, just lost the car on the curb. Yes, what I'm saying. I think this is like a pretty normal move here. Nothing to blame MQ for. It's just like these moves into turn 1 always look that way, because this turn 1 is just a little bit weird. And of course the straight is like rather short, so it's hard enough to overtake in the first place. Interestingly enough, I think there was no DRS yet neither, right? It's lap 2, the the DRS only starts in the previous lap. So it's... No, I'm having a brain lag. I think, yeah, given it's lap 2, it was available. Yeah, never mind. Well, Jimsky could not manage to get past Lauda though. Could try again here, but there is 2 other cars immediately ahead of these 2. Oh, Yeast versus Bats. A little bit of a side-by-side moment there, but Yeast comes out on top. Mills and Cherry swapping positions further up. Hui. There was a bit of contact on multiple levels. Rice there, I would not necessarily say punting Wild Ghost out of the way there, but he was definitely not really in the position to make a move. Fortunate for these guys that nobody died there, because these like front wheel to back wheel contacts usually end in both cars spinning out. Yeah, like Seagull saying, what in the? Yes. It's low-key crazy they all survived that, to be honest. But yeah, they did. Everybody got past Wild Ghost now, and they are instead stuck behind Rice. Yeah, I'm amazed no one is dead neither. I saw like Rice spinning out and then Lauda like DNFing off his spun car. So, Jimsky using some ERS to stay close to the others. Oh my. They are over-eager here, not even waiting for the DRS. It's just going through in the chicane, both of them. Very nice moves, honestly. A little bit of contact, so not entirely fair, I guess. But they're now in position 5 and 6. And Seagull locking in Jimsky for the win. Any podium candidates? I guess Lauda is a safe shout, given he's kind of holding up in pace. Even with his damaged front wing here. Oh my, I mean... He definitely had some adventures off track there where he went wide as well. Yanneman P2, MQ P3, Lauda crashes. Does not look entirely unlikely here neither, honestly. I'm not sure if he even considers exchanging his front wing when he goes to the pits here. Because it does look like he's struggling a little bit at least. Like, his pace is okay for sure. But then again, these guys can't really set themselves apart from the train behind them. Yeast has gotten past Minute and is now just behind Rice, and all of them are still in the DRS range. Further up, Cherry is like kind of alone right now. Emil's back to P3, and yeah, MQ and Yanneman there still battling for that P1. Don't think there's a move coming here though. Oh, Jimsky here though. 4P5. And I honestly think this is to Lauda's advantage even. Who does not quite want to back out yet. Has to here though. It's impossible for him to stay side by side there. And now, well, it counts, right? Like we kind of said earlier, Lauda needs to keep Jimsky behind because Jimsky can drive away with Lauda's damage. And for Lauda, it's like important to stick with Jimsky right now and let Jimsky pull him towards the front runners. And when they overtake these front runners, Lauda might be able to win the position back, but he's already out of the DRS window. And now himself being the first in the train, he will have to defend from Rice. Yeah, it's over for him. Yes, it's really cope. Like, he needs to stay within the DRS window and get all the way to the leading group, and then he has a chance to maybe stick with them and survive. But given that he's gonna lose DRS here most likely, yeah, I think that's not gonna work out for him. And now, after using all of his ERS, He's still gonna give... Is he still gonna give DRS? Oh no, he's going pitting. Oh my, okay, yeah. Little drift into the pits. Is there a front wing waiting for him? Is kind of what I want to see here. Or if it's just gonna be wheels, but I do think like an entire end plate missing is probably also a new front wing. Thank you for this beautiful camera. But I guess given that we're waiting, it's wing time for him. Well then. Let's move to the top battle. Only thing you can do is hope the two-stop cooks. So we're assuming everybody else is on medium hard one-stop, right? From what I can see, the mediums range from 30 to 35% right now, wear-wise. So you can definitely drive them for another, 3 to 5 laps, I guess. And they will be okay. And from then on out, I think like hard tires should be doing it for the rest of the race. Let's see Jimsky here. So approaching Cherry. Polish wall in the McLaren. And it seems like the wall stands. No, he has no chance. Jimsky just drives around him. And that looked rather easy for the Racing Bull pilot. Yellow for Lauda, did he spin? Whoppa. He did not spin enough to get damage, at least. He's on hards as well, so I do wonder if he's trying to actually just, yeah, one-stop the race. Anyways, Bassio with a 10 sec for speeding the pits. And Jimsky is about to catch the top 3 here. Okay, it was Bassio who had to cross the yellow. So Lauda is technically still cooking. He's trying to, yeah. Or he could potentially try to pull through the entire race with this hard compound. But then again, he's like kind of flexible, right? Like, if the safety car comes in the late stage of the race, can always go back to mediums. He will need like 5 to 6 more laps before a potential safety car would be good for him, I think. But yeah, he has all the options now. Can react in doubt. Niels there very close to the others. Let's swap back to Jimsky so we see the entire train. And these guys, let's compare times, right? Shall we? Well, let's wait until Lauda crosses the line. Lauda is driving 1:30.9, albeit this was a fastest lap of the race. Probably with a lot of ERS used after getting the fresh tires. Emil's here being passed by Jimsky into the hairpin. But for comparison, top runners are driving 33.3s right now. So it's 2.4 seconds slower than Lauda. Of course, like worn tires here, they should be like somewhere between 40 and 50% wear now. And of course we don't really know if it's really just like that. I'm gonna set fastest lap on outlap here for Lauda. So yeah, next lap is gonna be very interesting to see. Oh, as we see Jannemann going past MQ again for the lead here. Straightforward move there with DRS. Oh my, okay. But MQ's not done yet. He's trying to stick a wheel in. Either way, Jannemann must have had a really bad wheel spin into the first of these S-curves. And Lauda has made it past Fabian again. And he has driven a 31.5 last lap. So way slower in the first sector, or has been way slower in the first sector, and relatively same-ish on the others. So this is still 1.8 seconds that Lauda gains on this group here. Jim is so much faster than these two. As soon as he gets ahead, I can imagine a very clear lead coming. Yeah, I do think so too. I mean, Lauda is kind of like driving by himself now. He's in time trial mode. But it's still kind of crazy that these guys are 2 seconds slower. For me. Like, of course, tire difference exists. But Jimsky is probably like a good second quicker than these guys as well. Not sure if the tire difference amounts to the entirety of these the 2 second diff. I mean, these guys fighting probably helping Lauda as well. A really nice side by side through turn 1 here. Jannemann is probably gonna get the upper hand by being on the inside. Jimsky could not quite slip through as well. Lauda next fastest lap here, 30.3. Last lap of these guys was a 33 point. Let's say 33.5. MQ, of course, after being overtaken, has been a little bit slower. Jannemann has been a little bit faster because he did overtake. So yeah, that has been 3.2 seconds of a difference for Lauda. He is definitely catching up. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing though, right? Like, yes, Jimsky is faster, but also MQ and Jannemann have just been going through the first few turns side by side. And, well, let's just say that's not helping, right? Like, of course, Jimsky is gonna have better overspeed if he can just set up all by himself there. Whereas MQ has to run wider or like care more because there's another car next to him. Now, yeah, good move there. Honestly, I'm not sure why Jannemann moved into the pits, because he just now was out of the DRS window. He could have like really put pressure on MQ, but maybe he anticipated MQ going into the pits just because of that very fact. Both Mercedes in the pits. That has to be poorly timed. So Rice will lose a bunch of time here. Not sure if he's actually losing positions as well. And now let's look at Lauda. Lauda is just behind Jannemann. That is honestly crazy news for Lauda. Of course, he's gonna have a massive tire disadvantage. His hards are now 5 laps old, I think. Considering wear of like, let's say like 4 to 5% per lap. He should be on like 20 to 25% here. So it's like quite a massive disadvantage. I'm not sure if the wear is actually that high. But yeah, his pace was good. He's right there. Yeah, Lauda could get past. The pace advantages could be big. I'm not sure what Jimsky's doing, if Jimsky's coming in now. Let's see. Nope, he is staying out. I wonder what Jimsky's cooking here. But I do think this is hurting Jimsky's race big time, because like with fresh hearts, Jannemann is going to be much faster than his previous pace as well. I mean, Jimsky of course is faster than his previous pace too. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Jannemann's time of course not really comparable because he has the 20 seconds extra for the pit stop. Jimsky is driving 32.4 here, so he's like about a second faster than the pace of Jannemann and MQ was before. Lauda's last lap was a 32.1, so yeah, even faster here. Lauda is gaining on Jimsky. And from what I see, you lose between 20 and 22 seconds in the pits, so this should be in Lauda's hands right now. Yellow flags behind these guys. Not entirely sure who that was. I do think there is... oh no, the Red Bull is MQ and not Barcio. Thing is, Jimsky is still a pit stop ahead, really. So I think Lauda win is not likely. If we think Lauda is gonna come back into the pits. 14 laps. If we suppose... Wait. If we suppose 5% tire wear... Okay, yeah, no, that's gonna be tough, right? He went in lap 7 and 5% times 20 laps would be 100%, so... Yeah, one stopper is really pushing it. He would really need to preserve his tires here if he were to. He will pit lap 17, okay. Yeah, I think then it might be Jover for him. To be fair, he is still gaining. Last lap was a 30.3 against Jimsky's 32.5, so another 2 seconds gained. And of course we're gonna be continuing at a somewhat similar rate. I do really wonder what Jimsky is cooking. I can only imagine his mediums must be dead by now. It's getting slower by a tenth or so in every single lap. I'm not sure if medium softs is an option. But then again, I think Jimsky has had like crazy strategies with long tire life in the past. Thing that might help Lauda is Jimsky being helped by Jan and MQ. Yes, for sure. Okay, Jimsky is now coming in. He's probably gonna go for the hards. The tire offset think's gonna be way too big. Yes, I do think so too. Like, it's not gonna be much, of course, but he now does have like a 2 to 3 lap tire advantage as well. Oh, and he might even come out behind Cherry. Yep. Cherry is on mediums. So he's not gonna make it to the end. Right? Did Cherry start on hards? Oh, I can't remember who I said started on hards. Fabian started on softs. He is now on hards. It's only Cherry and Bats on mediums. Was it Cherry who started on hards? Most likely then, right? So very, very weird that he pitted so early. But then again, I guess if Jimsky can last 15 laps on mediums, so can Cherry. So, I think we can expect a move relatively soon. Emils has lost big time in the pits as well. What has happened there? He was right with Jannemann and MQ and now he's 6 seconds down. So let's see. Jimsky. Yeah, okay, that is no chance in the world for Cherry. See further down here, the East is potentially in position to make a move at some point as well. But Emil's not necessarily slow neither, so like I'm not even sure if it's worth it for East to try to go by or to just like sort of symbiosis with Emil's to get further to the front potentially without too much fighting. Yeah, and Lauda will have it all to do, honestly, really. The field is not that stretched out, given that we're more than halfway through the race. Lauda with a 20-second loss would come out, oh, let's see, like 3, 5, 7, 8, 10. Yeah, it probably would come out or behind Bats even, or around Bats. So pretty much has to go through all the field again. And Jannemann can sort of follow up as well now. Whereas Jimsky is staying... Oh no, he was stuck behind Sherry, yeah, fair enough. So he's not really... Yeah, he is not staying that far behind MQ. MQ's last lap was a 31.6, so 1.4 seconds slower than Jimsky. And Jannemann is driving 31.2, so 1 full second slower, and Lauda is currently on 31.4s, so he is also 1.2 seconds slower at this point. And it does look like Lauda either made a mistake or Jannemann really zoomed in on Lauda's rear here. Seagull, of course, predicted Lauda's gonna pit this lap. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's prediction or if you have inside information, of course. But he does look like he's bleeding time a little bit here. Jannemann is for sure pushing a little bit harder than before. You think it's worth to delay the pit stop? Oh well. He's not coming in. To delay the pit stop and potentially go for softs in the very end. Oh my, okay, Lauda back past. I did not anticipate that at all. 7 plus 10 plus 10 is the even tire laps. He might have delayed because he got DRS, okay. Jimsky has closed up to MQ. Might also go longer for mediums. Oh! I thought you were anticipating him swapping to mediums in lap 17. To be fair, I thought this was like fairly easily possible, given that Jimsky drove them for 15 laps. So I thought 10 was like more than fine, but fair enough. Well, in the distance we see Jannemann versus Lauda. It's definitely getting closer as well here, but Lauda stays out. So, alternate prediction would be lap 20 for mediums. Or he could just try to survive, honestly. Seagull predictions in the mud, for sure. You have no info on tires. Okay, so what I can see is everybody who pitted for hards is on, like together, is on between like 15 and 20% wear now. So that is 4 laps. So like people who preserve the tires well are going about 4% per lap, and people who don't, about 5%. So given we know that Lauda has been pitting in lap 7, I think, he is now 12 laps away, so he must be between 48 and 60% tire wear. Ooh, and Jannemann is killed by Middle Eastern terrorism here. Well, then that's the Jannemann podium out of the picture for now. He is a good bit down, even behind Emils. Not sure if that helps Lauda even. I think Jannemann was a nice little shield between him and Jimsky. Oh yeah, and it's Sojova again. Tires are overheating. It's impossible to survive the first sector here. Jannemann has to go so slow because he's just gonna spin out again otherwise. Let's see if... Yep. Well, Ferrari takes your wings. Did not have Jimsky Cherry MQ on my bingo card. Lauda reports incoming, can't wait for that POV. Yeah, it's a little bit despair for Jannemann, honestly. See, is he really evolving into Martin in such a way that half of the time nowadays he does not even have anything to do with landing in the wall? Emils P3 incoming because of Cherry Pen. Yeah, Cherry is also... I don't think Cherry's gonna survive ahead of Emils for the entirety of the race. Remember, Cherry is on mediums, and he did also pit around the same area that everybody else did, so his tires are gonna get way worse towards the end. And here is the Lauda pit. Okay, so you were right, he is extending for mediums. And he's gonna come in now, but Emils, well, did you have Yeast P3 on your guest card, my guy? Because this is well possible still as well. Jannemann 10-second penalty corner cutting. I do think Lil Bro is just gonna retire in the pits. Yep, there we are. Tomato predictions are never mudded. So, yeah, this is basically the battle for net P3. Especially if we're considering that Cherry's likely gonna get less and less threatening as the race goes on. And Lauda, well, alert. Lauda has pitted for softs. So, we're cooking with fire over here. Question is just if the fire burns his tires before he makes it to the finish line. It's now approaching Wild Ghost. Jimsky fastest lap 29.4, that is crazy. Lauda of course is gonna beat that with the next lap. Like, not this one, of course, because this is his outlap. He's gonna have DRS here, and I'm fairly certain he will just be able to drive past Rice in Sector 1. Cherry in the pits. Can't make it to the end, so yeah, Cherry podium out of question. As of now, we have Yeast in the podium position. Lauda P6 guess is then probably mudded as well now, because he is very likely gonna get Manep as well. So it's probably gonna be P5. Unless you're already predicting with potential time penalties in mind. I'm fairly certain he put Rice off track there, but did not quite see it. It did look rather close, and Rice definitely touched the gravel a good bit. Oh yeah, Lauda is zooming. Manep is next. And, I mean, he did kind of have to let go there briefly to not lose the car. But, yeah. exit speed advantage is big. Trying to scare Menup into defending here. But just taking the turn behind him. And after this next overtake, he is going to be set free. In this P5, and we go back to the battle for the podium here. Emils versus Yeast. Oh, Spinala. Seagull predictions and never mudded. Seagull saying Lauda will spin, and here we are. He did spin. He's now a good bit further back again. And P6 might be a more realistic prediction again. Let's see how much that cost his tires there. Emils. It looks like he wants to, but I don't think he can. Just yet, at least. DRS might tell a different story. He did get past Cherry before on this start and finish straight. Yeah, Jimsky's just gone, honestly, and so is MQ. These two fighting here. Yeah, has given the leaders a good opportunity to run away. We compare the times. Jimsky's driving 31 flats pretty much every lap. MQ's driving 2 whole seconds slower, 33 flat. At least in the last lap. And then actually Yeast and Emils, I think they were just very far back, so that's why they are so far behind MQ. But yeah. Wait, what happened to Lauda? He was P6. Yeah, he spun. He spun in Sector 1. In one of the S's. And from what I've seen, without anyone interfering with him. So it's all on him. So now he has to get through Rice and Menup again. Let's see if Rice remembered what happened last time. Well, Lauda kinda put him off track. That will be the anger creeping in. Yeah, I'm fairly certain. Though, like, at that point, you've gotten through the field again. Like, isn't that the point where you are, like, taking a breather? After you've done all the hard overtakes. And you lock back in. I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm never racing. But P5 is still on the menu for him here. Let's head back over to Yeast, but he is too far back, so Emil's podium might still be coming through in the very end. Not sure the Lauda P6 prediction is gonna hold up. Menup likely gonna fall victim to the Ferrari again. P6 is basically P10 for us anyways. Yeah, I guess so. You have different standards, of course, but to be fair, like, he does not really have anybody to blame but himself. The move where he lost his front wing was really on him. Just a little bit over-aggressive into the hairpin. And that, of course, led to the botched strategy where, yeah, he ultimately made another individual mistake with that spin in the first sector. But yeah, it's gonna be P5 in the very end. I feel like that's an okay recovery for the race. It would be crazy if you can make all of these mistakes and then just get away with a podium anyways. Oh, and Yeast got a time penalty. I did not even clock that, honestly. But that decides the battle for P3 in favor of Emils here. Oh my. Lauda with the same move again into the chicane. Will have DRS as well, if I'm not mistaken, because the detection point is rather early. Yep. And that's gonna be him set. He does not gain 3 seconds per lap, right? I mean, it really depends what Yeast and Emils are doing here, fighting-wise. Because last lap, even with the overtakes, Lauda had a 130.9 and Yeast was a 132.7. So, that's like, oh no, it's only 2 seconds. Yeah, no, it's probably not gonna be enough for Lauda to still catch Yeast. Really depends on how much Emils and Yeast are fighting. He would have probably gotten them, honestly, which is kind of crazy if he did not spin. I think he would have been at their back just about now. He could have actually gotten the podium. Because I think he lost like 7-8 seconds in that spin. So yeah, last lap has started for Jimsky, who is all alone in the lead. MQ undisputed in P2. Yeast is gonna go past Emils again here. I'm gonna try to take that on track P3 at least. And Lauda is driving 30 flats, so it's like 2.6 seconds faster than Yeast. So that is gonna be 1 second too little by the end of this lap. To still get another position. But yeah, Jimsky here. Undisputed, really. As soon as he got in front, he never looked back. 13-second lead here. His race pace probably a good second quicker than MQ's. And here we have Mr. P1 crossing the line sideways. MQ finishing in the pits. And then Yeast and Emils crossing the line together here. Emils gonna take that P3. Lauda is 3 seconds behind in the very end. I think he would have gotten on the podium, honestly, if he didn't spin. And, well, then we have everybody else. Cherry getting back 1 position there due to time penalties on Wild Ghost. And, oh, honestly, wait, how many time penalties do these guys have? Kingsman and Bats both have 3 seconds, so yeah. I was about to say maybe there's still a fight for P10 here, but no, everybody has just 1 penalty, so it's not going to be in range for Fabian to grab some points here. And the order is going to stay just as it is, with Fabian last one to cross the line here. Or not cross the line, honestly, if he goes on like that. And yeah. Honestly, considering that this is Suzuka and you can't race well at all here, I think this was a pretty good race. A lot of overtakes. I mean, Jimsky, of course, dominating it in the very end. And we have the Lauda issue, of course. Skipping the podium so that we don't brick the tool. Fabian Gaming, cleanest the driver. I feel like he's getting that every single week. Most overtakes, Lauda is pretty clear, and then everybody else, of course. Everything else gonna be grabbed by Jimsky. Amazing performance by him, really drove in a different league here today. Everybody else just Formula 1.5. And yeah. Nicely done by him. So, congratulations, Jimsky, MQ, Emils, quite the podium there. Then Yeast and P4 almost getting on, if it wasn't for that time penalty. Lauda 5th in the very end. And then, yeah, Manov getting some points. The 2 poles staying together, 7th, 8th. Wild Ghost in 9th grabs some points. And the last one goes to Kingsman. GG's. Was a lot of fun to watch the crashes, yeah. Yeah, to be fair. It was eventful, let's phrase it like that. And a nice race to watch for sure. So, yeah, from myself, I can only say, see you next week. We will be in Spielberg, which is providing a lot of better racing usually. Austria there. Track, basically 3/4 of the track is a DRS zone. It's just an oval with a dent, honestly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, see you then. Bye bye. And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays.